Okay, so this is the soundcore X600, and this is my first portable speaker that I've ever used that actually has spatial audio support. Yeah, that spatial audio that you see in wireless earbuds and headphones these days. Now you have it in this little guy that you can take with you everywhere. So Soundcore sponsored this video, and they sent over this speaker and also another speaker that I'm going to be talking about in a little bit. But when you first open the box for this, you don't find too much. So you do find this USB-C cable that you'll use to recharge the battery inside of this, and then also you find the speaker. And once you get it unwrapped and stuff, now you just hit the power button, and then now you can open up the soundcore app to easily and quickly get paired up with this speaker. And once paired up inside of the app, you can control the volume for this speaker, and also you can change the EQ for this. So the equalizer does have a few different presets from Soundcore's own signature preset, which out the box sounds good, but also you have one for voice. So if you want to use this for listening to podcasts and stuff, and then also you have one for treble, and then also you have one where it's a custom EQ where you have the full band to be able to adjust those sliders up and down to fine tune that sound to get it exactly how you want. Now at the top of the speaker, you will find some touch sensitive buttons. So you have one for power, one for Bluetooth, and also one to initiate the spatial audio, and also this bass boost button. And once you turn this on, you'll see that the keys do light up to make it a little bit easier to see at night. And on the right hand side, you'll find your playback controls. And on the back, you'll find this little flap. And once you pull that open, you'll find the USB-C port that you'll use for charging. And also you'll find an aux in port. And on the bottom, you'll find some rubber feet here to keep this from sliding around on your tables. But let's talk about the sound quality. So this is a 50-watt speaker, and this has 5 drivers and also 5 amplifiers. And you also have an upward firing driver, and this is going to help with that spatial audio. And a quick refresher on spatial audio is basically it's going to make this sound like you have multiple speakers around you, because it's going to be able to simulate that surround sound feeling. And you don't have to only be listening to songs that are made in spatial audio with this, because inside of this you do have this spatial audio engine. So this is hardware, software, all this stuff working together to be able to allow this to transform stereo audio into 3-channel spatial audio. So once you hit this spatial audio button, the sound stage is just really going to open up and become wider. So here's a quick little demo that I did, and you're not going to get the full experience because it's not in person. But anyway, this is how it sounds with spatial audio on and off. Oh, and for all my bass lovers out there, they do have this bass boost button that you can press down. And typically I'm a little weary to do this because sometimes speakers or headphones can just overdo it with the bass, but the bass is definitely elevated here, but it doesn't overpower the rest of the sound. Everything still sounds very crisp and clean. Now you're also getting high-res audio support, LDAC support as well, and you can turn on LDAC inside of the Soundcore app. And I always say that I'm not an audiophile. I can't put on a set of headphones and be able to tell you every single detail about a particular song, but I will tell you that this thing sounds great. It's a full sound indoors and even outdoors. Now, this X600 also has a built-in microphone, so you can use this for taking phone calls or doing whatever that you want with it. And I have it paired right now with my Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, and I have it in Pro Video mode. So the microphone is going straight to this video, no editing. So you let me know how this sounds, but I did a test earlier and it sounded pretty good. So this will get the job done for hands-free calls and stuff. Now, when it comes to battery life, you will get up to 12 hours of listening time with this, and it takes about 6 hours to charge from 0 to 100%. Now, another thing that's pretty impressive about this little tiny speaker is that it gets very loud. So I literally have a train going past me over there, and I did this a little bit earlier when another train passed me, and I had the volume all the way up, and it handled it with no problem. I was still able to rock out and not get drowned out by any of the background noise. So let me just go ahead and turn this on and just maximize the volume real quick. I mean, it might be too loud for my microphone, but I don't care. This thing is loud outside and even louder inside. Now to test how loud this thing can get, I have to take it outdoors because indoors it's plenty loud, but right now I have the highway behind me and also you can see my hairline is receding a little bit, but anyway, back on subject, I'm gonna press play and just start walking away and see how far I can go and still hear it relatively clearly. So I have it going and I'm gonna turn up the maximum volume and let me put my phone down on the ground, my other phone that's connected via Bluetooth, and start walking, baby. I still hear it pretty clearly now. Still going. I'm not measuring this. I don't know exactly how far this is. Still hear it. And I think about right here is where I can still hear it a little bit, but it's still a little bit muffled. But again, I'm right by a highway out here. So if this was like a quiet park or something, I think I could go even further. Now I'm going to use this primarily indoors, but you can take it outside as well. It has this very nice aluminum handle here at the top that makes it very easy to pick up and move around. And this thing only weighs a little bit over 5 pounds too. So it's not going to weigh you down. You can throw this in a backpack with no problem. And this little guy also has some toughness to it because it is waterproof. So it's rated IPX7. So you can fully submerge this in some water and it should be fine. Now the one thing you have to be cautious of is to make sure that this little flat back here that does protect the ports is completely sealed down and flat. That's the only really weak spot of this when it comes to water. Now this thing is not super rugged, so I'm not going to throw this thing, but I don't feel like I have to be super gentle with it if I do take it outside. But if you want something that's really made for the outdoors as far as giving you even louder power and actually some things that make it more convenient, soundcore has this Motion Boom Plus speaker, which is an outdoor speaker that comes in, I think, a little bit over 5 pounds, around 5.2 pounds or so. It also has a handle, makes it very easy to pick up and move around. But it also comes with this strap that you can use to sling this thing around your shoulder and make it even easier to move around. But you don't have to use this strap. It is fully removable, so just undo the clips and then now you can throw it in your bag and now you can have a little bit more of a cleaner, sleeker look, especially if you want to use this indoors as well. But what about the sound coming from this thing? So as I mentioned before, it does come in at 80 watts. And this also has dual 30-watt titanium woofers and also dual 10-watt pure silk demo tweeters, which is a pretty nice sounding name, and also one passive radiator. And let me hit play real quick. Like, oh. Now, when I tell you the bass sounds so good on this thing, and I don't even have the bass up button pressed in yet, so the bass out of the box is incredible. I'm a bass lover, so this thing sounds great. But of course, you have that button to turn up the bass if you want, and then you also have the other buttons as far as volume controls, Bluetooth buttons as well on the top here, so you can control it very easily. And with 80 watts at your disposal, you really want to turn this thing up to maximum to get that full feel, but it doesn't distort. Even at high levels like this, it's not going to be distorted. Everything is going to be coming in nice and clean. Just a really good sound, just like the X600 as far as like that sound quality. You don't get that spatial audio, but you just really get loud, booming sound with this Motion Boom Plus. All right, so I have this Motion Boom Plus right here, and I'm just going to walk away from it to see how far I can get and still be able to hear it. And I'm just now turning up the audio up to maximum. I can still hear it very clearly. And all right, so it's a little muffled right now, but I can still hear it. Like, it's still going. All right, so I'm a little nervous for this part because I do not feel like getting wet today, but soundcore says that this Motion Boom Plus will actually be able to float to the top of water if you do drop it in. So I'm gonna hit the play button to get some music going. There we go. And let's drop this thing down in 3, 2, 1. Yep, it floats. And it's here that music's still playing. Yeah, listen to that. And actually it's kind of cool because you can actually, if you're in a pool or something, just lay it on this side. And now you can hear the music clearly and just let it float and you can jam out to it. And I just turned the volume all the way up to max, and so you can really see those ripples going now. Watch out, speaker coming through. and you can take it out the water and just like new. Now this also works with the soundcore app, so you can adjust the EQ, and also this does work with Partylink 2.0 as well, so you'll be able to pair this with up to 100 different speakers. And as far as ports on the back, you do have a USB-C port, a USB Type A port, and also an aux-in port. So yeah, pretty straight to the point speaker here. So this Motion Boom Plus right now is going for around like $180 or so, but I'll have a link down below along with the X600 as well, so you can see the latest pricing for these speakers. All right, so I think that's about it. So this X600 is running around $199 right now. So I'll drop a link down below, as I mentioned before, to both of these speakers, so you can get the latest pricing and also buy one if you do want to buy one. And so both of these speakers are really solid, but this X600 with that spatial audio is definitely special because it is giving you a very high quality audio experience that you really can take anywhere that you want. So anyway, this wraps up this video. I do want to thank you for watching. Give this video a like if you did like it, but like always, I do want to thank you for watching, and I will catch you later. Peace.